Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about rebuilding one of the most important muscle groups in your entire body, your glutes. And here's the kicker. You can do it without ever having to stand up. And this is all based on some pretty amazing and, surprising science.
So here's a question I bet a lot of you have asked yourselves. We're always told that walking is the gold standard for staying healthy as we get older. But is it really doing enough? Is it protecting us where it counts the most? Well, the answer might just shock you. Okay, look at this. This is where it gets really eye-opening. According to a study in the Journal of Electromyography and Kinesiology, a regular walk only fires up about 20 to 30% of your gluteal muscle fibers. But compare that to targeted exercises. We're talking up to a staggering 90%. That's not just a small difference, that is a massive, massive gap. And hey, this isn't just about toning up. The stakes here are really high. After we turn 30, we can lose up to 8% of our muscle mass every single decade. And when it's the glutes that get weak, the research shows that seniors are a whopping 67% more likely to suffer a fall. This is precisely why we have to talk about this. So yeah, we've got to understand that this goes so much deeper than just your backside. Weak glutes are like this hidden danger, and they're directly connected to real-world problems that can fundamentally change your quality of life and your ability to live independently. And you can see that ripple effect right here. It's not just one thing. Findings from Harvard Medical School link weak glutes directly to all of these issues. Nagging lower back pain, knees that just won't cooperate, feeling wobbly on your feet. It can make simple things like climbing a flight of stairs feel like you're climbing a mountain. But, and this is a big but, here's the game-changing part. You don't have to do painful squats that hurt your knees. You don't have to risk your balance with lunges. The solution, believe it or not, can be found right there in your chair. And listen, this isn't just some nice idea. It's backed by solid science. Researchers over at the University of Wisconsin discovered that specific seated movements can generate muscle activation that's right on par with traditional standing exercises. For anyone dealing with pain, mobility issues, or balance concerns, this changes absolutely everything. All right, so let's get right into it. How do you actually do this? We're going to count down the top 6 exercises, starting with the ones that build the foundation. These are the moves that are going to wake those muscles up and get them ready for some real work. Coming in at number 6, we've got the seated march. Now, it looks super simple, right? But the secret sauce is in the control. As you slowly lower your leg back down, you're doing what's called an eccentric contraction. And that's where the magic happens for muscle building. So please don't just let your foot flop down. And if you're wondering, does this little move actually work? Oh yeah, the proof is in the numbers. A study found that after just 12 weeks, seniors doing this simple movement saw a 19% improvement in their hip mobility. That's a huge win from such a gentle seated exercise. At number 5, we're going to add a crucial little tweak. The seated leg extension is great for the front of your thighs, sure. But when you extend that leg and then deliberately squeeze the glute muscle on the same side, you create something incredibly powerful for your stability. And that powerful something has a name. It's called co-contraction. You're basically teaching multiple muscles to fire together to work as a team. And that's exactly what your body needs to do to keep you stable and prevent a fall. I mean, look at this study. It improves joint stability by 23%. That is significant. Next up, number 4. Here we're targeting a really important but often forgotten muscle on the side of your hip, the gluteus medius. You can do the simple version just by pushing your knees out against your hands. That alone gets you an impressive 74% muscle activation. Or, and this is what I'd recommend, use a resistance band. The research shows using a band gives you a 26% greater improvement in hip stability. So you're not just working the muscle, you are directly training your body to be more balanced. Okay, let's kick it up a notch. Now we're moving into exercises that are as much about your brain as they are about your body. We're talking about retraining your brain to actually use these muscles the right way. You know, exercise physiologists have a term for this, gluteal amnesia. It sounds kind of funny, right? But it's a real thing. After years and years of sitting, the communication line from your brain to your glutes gets fuzzy. Your brain literally forgets how to turn these muscles on properly. So exercise number 3 is all about fighting that amnesia head-on. The seated glute squeeze is so subtle you could do it right now while you're listening, But every single time you do that focused squeeze, you're rebuilding that highway between your brain and your muscles. You're waking them up.
Here's another really common problem: muscle imbalance. Pretty much all of us have one side that's stronger than the other. You can see it here. A 65-35 split is pretty normal. And that imbalance forces your body to compensate, putting all this weird, uneven stress on your back, your hips, and your knees, which often leads to chronic pain.
And that leads us perfectly into our number 2 exercise. The seated single leg glute press is an absolute game changer because it forces each side to pull its own weight. Your stronger side can't jump in and help out. That means you are directly fixing that imbalance with every single repetition. And now, it's time for the number 1, the big one. This is what physical therapists consider the gold standard for rebuilding your glutes, and it's been proven time and again in clinical trials to be incredibly effective.
Just look at this. I mean, this is incredible. A major study put seated exercises against standing exercises head to head, and the results? The seated group got a 31% boost in glute strength, totally outperforming the standing group. This is the proof right here. So here it is, the moment we've been waiting for, the seated glute bridge. The beauty of this move is how it uses your own body weight in this perfect, stable position. Now, form is everything here. You've got to drive through your feet, lift with your glutes, and stay in control. Studies that measure muscle electricity show this one exercise fires up your glutes to nearly 85% of their maximum capacity. That's a level that is so hard to reach safely with other exercises. And the best part, it grows with you. As you get stronger, you can make it harder. You can hold it longer at the top. You can try the single leg version, which gives you a crazy 44% more activation. Or you can add a resistance band to get all 3 of your glute muscles firing at the exact same time. So let's wrap this up with a really powerful idea. It's so easy to just think, well, I'm getting older, of course I'm getting weaker. But the science tells a different story. It's not about age, it's about disuse. And the fantastic, wonderful news is that disuse is something you can absolutely reverse. So I'll leave you with this question. What could just 15 minutes a day reclaim for you? Think about it. Maybe it's walking without pain. Maybe it's the confidence to take the stairs without thinking twice. Whatever it is, what part of your life could you get back?